Welcome and thank you for being here with us today on our debrief for chapter 13 of Ask and It Is Given. This chapter is titled Allow Your Feelings to Be Your Guide. So I'll go ahead and get started with some of the things that stood out. There's a lot of information here with a little bit of time. Today is the first day I'm officially going to go kick ass in this body. So today is going to be a quick one. I am going to go ahead and kind of just talk a little bit about allow your feelings to be your guide and how this chapter just points that out. For example, one of the things that I have been, repetitively hearing and reading from this book is that the way that we feel is the starting point of attraction. Where we are right now. And that means not where you were last week when you placed the goal. It's where am I right now, today, in comparison to where I want to go with my goal. And it says here, right, you will never cease to be, for you are eternal consciousness. What does that mean? Consciousness wants to always grow. It wants to learn more. It wants to expand. It's just by nature the way that it is. So we're going to want to grow. So having goals, aspiring to do something bigger and better has absolutely nothing to do with whether you are successful or can you be successful or not. It's just part of our DNA and how we were biologically made. So, in terms of our spirit, right? So don't feel some type of way if you're wanting to go after something and you don't know whether or not it's the right thing. What I'm learning is where are you now, right? And it says here that basically our emotions are going to let us know how much source energy you are summoning in this moment by virtue of the desire you hold in this moment. So what I understood is basically it says, okay, right now, Amber, am I feeling lethargic? If so, why am I not inspired? Right? If I am feeling tired, why am I not inspired to do something? Because what I'm understanding here is it can be a programming. It can be part of what we're used to thinking and behaving. It's 6 o'clock. Most of the time, at this time, I get out of work. I want to just put my feet up and watch, Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm just talking shit, you guys. Whoever watches it, I don't really care, right? But I'm trying to use that example because it's such a regular programming for this person that gets home at 6 and is used to doing this behavior. So when you want to say, for example, myself, start running or start, exercising or start getting into a new activity, it can be very, very challenging. Because you're just like, I just don't get why I don't want to get up from the sofa at this time. I'm so tired. And you give yourself all these excuses and all of these reasons, but it's where you're starting from now that's going to determine if you are going to go to the next level or the next phase of your life. It's right now, the struggle, right? How does it feel to sit there? You may feel comfortable, but what about mentally? Are you giving yourself shit mentally because you're sitting down on the sofa? I know I am. I know I do. So am I really relaxing? No, I'm not. I'm actually, repelling the good things that can come to my life that I've been requesting because in reality, I'm sitting there bashing myself for the activity that I'm doing, So I'm not getting anywhere. And one of the things that I really like here that says replenish your connection by choosing better feeling thoughts. Man, I'm gonna end it with there. But today I actually had a very interesting situation, right? I got into a very small, car accident, but the person was making it such a big deal. And because the person was making it such a big deal, I can realize, I was able to notice that I was starting to feel anxious and I was starting to feel stressed and I was starting to feel like frustration. And then I realized at that second, I was like, whoa, Amber. You weren't even in a bad mood. Even during the car accident or the car, when he hit me, I was smiling, right? Like it wasn't even that big of a deal for me, but it was starting to become a big of a deal because of the way that I was seeing him experience the whole scenario, right? The way that he was carrying himself with the situation. It's so interesting how we really can be influenced by other people's energy in other people's language, because the way that he was speaking to me started being like, whoa, disrespectful, you know? But in reality, I don't know what could have been going on in his mind. He probably was afraid. He probably doesn't have insurance. I don't know what the case could be, right? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
being easily influenced and targeted by his words. So I made the decision. It was so challenging to tell Amber, you're okay. Because in that moment, I was like, no, I'm not fucking okay, you know? But it's like, yes, you are, girl. You were not even mad when the accident happened. You were not mad when you pulled over. You were not mad. You're becoming frustrated because of someone, the influence of someone else's energy really close to you, that it makes you want to get to that level, right? And I really like what it says there, because I just had to get into a new place of thought provoking. For example, like, I feel good. I thank God it wasn't a big accident. I had my kids in the back. I started thinking of more of a gratitude on how things could have gone wrong, where I really could have expelled these emotions and feelings that I was starting to harbor at the moment, that I said, no, let it go, Amber. Just let it go. You're not responsible for how this person is feeling or thinking. You're doing the right thing. You're pulling over. And that is as much as I can do. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you something, my day just turned out real good, real good, right? But could I have been the different person before I started reading all of this and having a lot of things that have happened to me lately? I probably would have been stuck in that feeling, because it feels good to be like, especially if you're feeling stressed, you're running late, something is in the back of your mind. So that's what I can share about this chapter. But I don't know, Missy, you got something else?
So I just wanted to kind of just reinforce something that you just mentioned, that I find that is very, very powerful. Because here in the book, it does mention that it is not our place to make things happen. So really to kind of let go of us wanting to control everything to make things happen, because really that is just through vibration, and that's the universal force. That's what that is there for, to kind of, based on the way we're vibrating, on the way that we are feeling, that is what's actually going to determine what it is that we are actually creating into our lives. So that this is very, very, very important. So just to this is something that I feel that is definitely being drilled, because I feel like this is something that maybe a lot of people do struggle with, and I know I am working on that as well, is to really pay attention to the way you feel, your thoughts. Like you mentioned, Amber, you could have gone down that road, but you stopped and you became conscious of what was actually happening, instead of just going into like reaction mode. You were more like responding to, what I mean, appropriately to, okay, what's happening here, analyzing the situation, and really just taking control of your just kind of watching your emotions and your thoughts, and kind of just putting them where you wanted them to be, and that ultimately keeping yourself in a certain vibration and feeling, and like you said, ultimately the outcome of it just ended up very well. Because very easily, if we catch ourselves, sometimes we could be wanting something, but we're just thinking about how much we don't have this other thing. But yet, because we really want this other thing, but you're thinking of how much you don't have it yet. But you're like,
Mm.
but I'm really thinking about how much, I want it. But you're really like saying, oh man, this, that, and the other. So just really, really paying attention to our vocabulary, our internal dialogue, the way we feel about certain things, and just learning to shift those little by little. It is going to definitely be um a little bit of, it's going to take a little time for us to build this habit, but it is definitely something that can be done. And just by continuously paying attention to these things, we can continue to do just amazing things. So I'm super excited for everyone. I'm super excited for Amber doing karate today. Miss Sensei. So thank you everyone for joining us. Again, please leave your comments below for us. We want to know what stood out for you, what's been working for you. This is an amazing book, an amazing tool for all of us. So continue to be amazing, grow yourselves, and just just be amazing. So love you all. And until the next time, we'll see you in chapter 14.